If you're an independent artist, the music industry can feel like you're juggling a million different things, right? You've got different platforms, confusing analytics, and payouts that are, well, tiny. But what if there was one spot that promised to fix all that? Today, we're diving into Zocialized, a new all-in-one platform that's making some pretty bold claims about revolutionizing the game for creators.
So, Zocialized kicks things off with this number right here, $20,000. And get this, that's what they say is a sample monthly earning for a successful artist on their platform. We're talking about 500,000 streams. It's the big, shiny goal they're putting right in front of you.
Okay, but whenever you see a promise that big, you have to ask yourself, what's the catch? Is it actually too good to be true? In this explainer, we're going to dig in and see if the reality really matches the hype. So let's start with what they're actually offering.
All right, so first up, let's just break down what Zocialized is putting on the table. They've really built their whole pitch around two massive ideas, giving artists more money and a whole lot more control. And the biggest promise, no surprise, is the money. Zocialized is out here claiming they offer the highest global payouts in the entire industry. Now, that is a statement designed to make every single artist who's tired of earning fractions of a penny perk up and listen. So how do they get to that number? Well, inside their artist portal, they're showing an average payout of 4 cents per stream. And they get there with a mix of things. There's a base rate, sure, but also potential bonuses, and something they call a fan tier multiplier, which rewards you for building a real community. When you put that number next to the industry averages, which, let's be honest, are often way, way below a single cent, you can see why this feels like a total game changer. But look, the appeal here isn't just about the cash. They're also promising to hand artists this massive toolkit so you can finally stop juggling a dozen different apps and services. It's all about putting the power back where it belongs, with the artist. And this really shows you what they mean by all-in-one. We're talking a single hub for all your analytics, an AI studio to help you master tracks and even write lyrics, NFT drops, sync licensing. They've even got AI-powered marketing to help write your social media posts, and a marketplace to find other artists to collab with. The goal is pretty clear. They want to be the one and only dashboard for your entire career. So yeah, the promise is huge. But what's it really like for the musicians who are using this thing every day? Let's take a look at some actual feedback from real users. On one hand, you've got artists like Sophia G, who sound like they're absolutely living the dream. I mean, her 5-star review backs up that huge marketing claim about the payouts perfectly. It seems like for some people, those high rates are very, very real. But then, you see the complete opposite. Here's Isabella K giving the platform 1 star for the exact same thing, payouts. She mentions a major problem and then says she couldn't even get help from customer support. That's a huge red flag.
And when you kind of zoom out and look at all the testimonials together, a really clear pattern starts to show up. Artists absolutely love the high payouts and the powerful AI tools, but you also see these recurring complaints about slow customer support, technical bugs, and a user interface that a lot of people are calling clunky and hard to use.
Okay, so this brings us to what is maybe the most complex, and honestly, the most important part of this whole platform, its relationship with AI. This isn't just some neat feature. It's a fundamental shift that comes with a brand new rulebook you have to follow. So, everything really comes down to this one key phrase: significant human creative element. This is the line in the sand that Zocialized has drawn. It's the standard they use to decide if a piece of music is a copyrightable work made by you, the artist, or if it's really just the product of an algorithm. So, as a creator on Zocialized, you've basically got 3 main responsibilities. 1. You must disclose any and all AI usage when you upload a track. 2. You have to make sure your work meets that significant human creative element standard. And 3, you've got to use AI ethically, which means no copying or plagiarizing other artists. This slide right here makes the consequences totally clear. If you use AI as, say, a starting point, and then you add your own original vocals or you uniquely rearrange an AI melody, you're good, you're eligible to earn money. But if you just upload purely AI-generated music with no real human touch, or if you don't disclose that you used AI, that track simply won't be monetized, period. And you really don't want to mess this up because the penalties for breaking these rules are serious. We're not just talking about losing out on money from one song.
If you don't disclose AI use or you try to claim ownership of purely AI content, they can suspend your entire account. And on top of all that, any music from their own AI creator is automatically watermarked so they can trace exactly where it came from.
So after looking at the incredible promise, the, let's call it mixed reality, and that super important fine print, what's the final verdict here? Here's the bottom line. Zocialized is offering a really powerful trade-off. It gives independent artists a set of tools and financial opportunities that for a long time were totally out of reach. But in exchange, it demands that artists learn to navigate this new, pretty complex landscape of AI ethics, disclosure, and creativity. It's a vision of the future for sure, but it's one that requires you to pay very close attention to the rules. And that really leaves us with a much bigger question, one that goes way beyond just this one platform. As artificial intelligence becomes less of a simple tool and more of a genuine collaborator in the creative process, how do we even define ownership anymore? Who or what is truly the artist?